Never alone. Ever since I was little, I could feel something strange in my house. Sometimes it would just be random noises in the night. Other times voices at the bottom of the stairs. I never really thought much of it until I got older. Around the age of 9 or 10, I was in the washroom. I had just washed my hands, and went to look up into the mirror. When I did look up, I made direct eye contact with a boy in the mirror. He looked so lifelike. I felt a calm energy wash over me. As I tried to say something, he disappeared. I even remember myself whispering, "Come back." Over time, I forgot about that experience. Until I started to hear the footsteps. I would hear people walking up and down the hallway. Sometimes fast like running. Sometimes slow like an older person walking. I would always feel uneasy when hearing these. Felt like they were coming for me. I had almost forgotten about all of these, until I seen what I think was that boy. I was looking at this big family photo we have in our living room. It had a bunch of quotes and picture of past family members on it. As I was looking at it, I let my eyes wander to the reflection off the glass. The glass showed the reflection of the living room. At that moment, I saw a tall figure standing in the dining room. Just as I noticed it, it seemed to turn around and ran into the kitchen. I was so terrified. I ran upstairs into my room and locked the door. Ever since then, the voices that I can hear from the basement have gotten louder and the walking has moved into my room. I can hear them walking around my bed, as if circling me. As humans, sometimes we feel so alone, but I know that I never am. Ghosts of Crosby Towers. There is a large Italianate-style villa down the seaside in my town of Troon, Scotland. It originally belonged to a whiskey merchant and was then a care home and then property of the Church of Scotland. Its name is Crosby Towers. Crosby meaning dwelling by the cross, cross plus B, by, but there's nothing godly about this place. A couple of local newspapers reported on what we experienced there, and the house can be researched online. In May 2012, some friends and I ventured in during late evening when the house was still abandoned. At the back, one of the wooden boards could be shifted, revealing an entrance that was once a door. It was a dusty, narrow passageway which led into the main ground floor lobby of the house, with rooms coming off on all sides. A sign read, "Warning CCTV," but we knew it was just a ploy and went on. We were pensive after going in the back door. The interior of the house was dark. We milled around a while, joking or talking, egging each other on to go in beyond the passageway. I was at the back, but I still heard that incredibly loud, unforgettable bang from upstairs as we entered the main part of the ground floor for the first time. It sounded like it came from the top of the staircase just as one of us approached the bottom. I can almost hear it today. Needless to say, we rushed out. The next time we were at the back in trance again, and I just had this indescribable feeling that something was going to happen. Then I heard, or thought I heard, a piercing female cry. I ran out into the backyard, convinced the cry was real. To my dismay, nobody else heard anything. Maybe it was just fear and it was inside my head, perhaps due to an overactive imagination, but it sounded so real. Maybe it just shows how powerful a thing the mind is. Eventually we did muster up enough courage to go in again, exploring the whole of the ground floor. It was pretty ruined and littered with debris, but the old carpets were still in place. It smelled musty like a library. There was a broken-down elevator, side passageways, and, to our horror, a dentist's chair. It looked like a torture chamber. Above the second floor there was also a spiral staircase leading to the tower. We never made it up there. We were too scared. We joked what our feelings would be if we reached the tower only to hear unexplained noises down below. Would we have the courage to go back down? That was a terrifying thought. A year later, as we were walking along the seafront road that passes Crosby Towers, there were noises coming from the house like taps on a window or wall. This was a calm spring evening. It wasn't the wind. We turned and looked at each other. Then when we turned back to the house, the taps resumed, almost like it was trying to get our attention. We repeated the process and the same thing happened. That was creepy. The building was renovated around 2015 and is now a block of apartments. I have no idea who now lives there, but God help them. What I experienced there will always be my reference point in talk of the paranormal. Photos and stories from other people can only take you so far, but nobody can take away your own experiences. You are master of that and know what is true.